Welcome to On Your Terms Live. I'm Ann Franzese Bourne. I'm an executive coach and performance strategist, and I work with business owners and leaders who have built something real and are figuring out what the next stage actually asks of them. Most business content tells you what to do. This show goes somewhere else, into how you think, what you believe about yourself, and the invisible rules you're operating by without realizing it, because a business grows to the edge of its leaders' thinking. Today, I want to talk about a sentence a lot of us carry without ever noticing we're carrying it. Let me tell you about a client. I'll call her Renata. Renata is a regional VP at a logistics company, promoted twice in 5 years, sharp, intuitive, excellent with people. And for 15 years, she introduced herself, at least internally, with one quiet caveat. I'm just not a numbers person. She'd said it so often it had stopped sounding like a belief. It sounded like a fact about her. The same category as her height or her handwriting, not something she had concluded, something she simply was. She delegated the financial modeling every time. She let others lead the budget conversations. She avoided the roles that leaned analytical. And in 15 years, she never once asked where that belief actually came from. Here's what I've come to understand about beliefs like Renata's. We don't make decisions from reality. We make decisions from our perception of reality. And most of us are operating from assumptions we adopted so long ago, we've forgotten they were ever a conclusion rather than a fact. Renata's belief didn't arrive from evidence. It arrived from a single hard year in her 20s, a boss who made her feel small in a budget meeting, and a story she quietly built afterward to make sense of it. That story hardened into an identity, and once it became identity, she stopped questioning it. She just lived inside it. Here's the part that matters most. She wasn't avoiding numbers because she lacked the ability. She was avoiding them because an old assumption had quietly closed off an entire category of choices. You can't choose a possibility you've already decided doesn't belong to you. When Renata and I started working together, I didn't challenge whether she was actually good with numbers. I asked her something simpler. When did you first decide that about yourself? She laughed, because no one had ever asked her that before. And then she told me the story. The meeting, the boss. The year she quietly stopped raising her hand for anything financial. Something shifted the moment she heard herself say it out loud. Not because the memory was dramatic, because she realized in real time that a 15-year-old identity had been built on a single afternoon she'd never actually gone back to examine. That's the whole mechanism, and it matters far beyond Renata's story. Awareness doesn't change your circumstances. It changes what becomes visible. And once something becomes visible, it stops being a fact you live inside and starts being a choice you actually get to make. 3 months later, Renata led her first budget presentation. Not because she suddenly loved spreadsheets, because the sentence that had been quietly running her career for 15 years had finally been said out loud. And once said, it lost its grip. Most of us carry a handful of sentences like that one. I'm not creative, I'm not strategic, I'm not a people person, I'm not good under pressure. They sound like self-knowledge. Usually, they're just an old conclusion that never got re-examined. Here's the belief underneath all of my work, and I think it's worth saying plainly. Thinking is learnable. Judgment develops and perspective expands. You are not a fixed set of traits you discovered once and now carry forever. You are something closer to becoming, continuously, whether you're paying attention to it or not. So here's what I want to leave you with. The question is never really, am I a numbers person? Or whatever your particular version happens to be. The real question is this. What did I decide once that I never went back to check? This week, see if you can find it. And then decide again on purpose. Thank you for spending this time with me. If something in today's episode challenged how you were thinking about it, that's the point. You can find everything I do at journeytosuccess.me. That's journey to success.me. I'm Ann Franzese Bourne. This has been On Your Terms Live. Until next time, keep thinking, keep growing, and keep building your life on your terms.